Welcome to the Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betson, alongside
the weirdo from the West. I'm Jem.
You listen to us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to the Discord, Facebook, other social medias. All links are in the description below. But if you want to watch us record this show live, like a good handful of people are right now, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturist, where at any tier you can come join the conversation on a Thursday evening. Once again, we feel the need, the compulsion, I can't help but say it. Big thank you to Kilobyte once again for becoming a patron this week, helping support the young and the wrestlers, allowing us to do other cool assorted shit. If you want to support Pop Cultures in a different fashion, head over to popcultures.com/shop, buy shirts like this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. We also on Twitch, twitch.tv/popculturists, where if you are a wrestling fan, you can watch us come and predict the outcomes of WWE pay-per-views. The next one coming up would be the Super Showdown, probably about 2 weeks. So come and join that party. What's going on in the chat?
Kilobyte just said, get a load of this weirdo. And Jem.
Thanks, man.
I think I'm a bit weirder than you.
Yeah, it's a little bit. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I am still super hyped from Money in the Bank.
You mean from like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, so like from 10 minutes ago, I am still riding that adrenaline of getting really angry about the ending of it.
Yeah, that was a good rush. Yeah,
I'm real like hyped. I got a bit of sugar in my system. We did make a little announcement about me that I'm super excited about as well.
You want to share that here?
I do. So after a group chat with the boys, I have officially been upgraded from subculturist to official pop culturist.
That's right. One of the faces of our fucking little company.
I am the female face of the pop culturists. They're the brains. I'm the brawn, I guess. Strowman. Raw.
Sure.
I didn't want to say beauty because I didn't want to be self-centered.
It's like, I don't be self-centered, but I am.
But I'm pretty. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. You've seen Josh. You've seen this fuck. Like,
I mean, I can't compete with Josh's beard.
That's true.
But yeah, so that's super exciting. I'm really hyped about that as well.
Yeah, man. It doesn't come with any benefits or anything.
It's just really cool to have an official title. It makes me feel, I guess accepted and wanted by you guys. So that's really exciting.
Wouldn't have been any other way, man.
I have a place. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. But yeah,
How are you?
My back still sucks. It's been an hour. This chair blows, so
he got beat by Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber beat the crap out of me. Especially after that animated yelling at Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
My this part.
Yeah.
Not the whole bicep. This the elbow bicep part.
Bone.
Fucking hurts, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that could hurt. Oh, I did it again.
Careful, stop moving it.
I've got T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
Just to stop the pain. But yeah. So before we jump into Raw and SmackDown this week, we will touch on a Kamazza, especially WWE announcements related to Australia. So we did get full confirmation of a WWE Live coming to Australia in October.
Super exciting.
Now, excuse me. Sadly, it didn't go with my original predictions that we would get a Raw and a SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because I completely forgot that come October, SmackDown moves to Fridays.
Yes, it does.
So there's no need to record on the Mondays and the Tuesdays.
So it is the week before my birthday.
It is. When's your birthday?
The 29th.
So it's 2 weeks before my birthday. My birthday's the 6th of November. So I get a nice bit of bump out of that. But yeah, so it is on Monday, the 21st, I believe, in Sydney.
Yeah.
And then Brisbane on Monday, the 22nd.
Yep.
Then Melbourne on Wednesday the 23rd.
Tuesday the 22nd and Wednesday the 23rd.
Yeah, well, I say Monday? Because I'm a moron.
Monday.
But yeah, so Wednesday, the Melbourne show, we will be going to that one 100%. Originally, the intention was to go to multiple, but as we've come to learn, they are just WWE Live. They're probably going to be all the same. So we might as well go to the one that's locally, spend a bit more dollar dues, get a bit better seats.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Super exciting. There are also announcements that at Oz Comic Con we will have WWE superstars.
Yeah, so originally, as of up until yesterday afternoon, it was announced that Dolph Ziggler would be attending Oz Comic Con. It's been announced about a week or so ago, and I was like, oh, cool. So as I'm writing out this application for the media, so we can go there and have potentially interview him for the show, which has been really cool. A post comes through that hey, he can no longer attend, which we'll get to in a reason why shortly within the show, and then a little bit later they announced that Carmella would be and we're taking his place. So we will probably still put the application in, see whether we can have a chat to the Staten Island Princess, introduce her to the Southern Island Princess, and then you suplex her in her bin. Yeah,
and ask her how much money is Mella worth.
And then the all important question: how does Corey taste?
Yeah, and where's R-Truth? Why isn't he here?
Is Carmella just going to be R-Truth in a wig?
That would be amazing.
One can only hope.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I just want to see that now.
Else?
No, I think that's everything.
That's about all the news.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything as far as we're going to MCW.
Yeah, we've decided that MCW may become like a semi, like pretty much a monthly thing for us. Mm-hmm. You've got buddies that are in it. I just really enjoy it. I like having a few beers and yelling at people.
Yeah, it's good time.
That part's really fun.
Had a blast.
It's great. So I think we might do that more often. So if you are local and you do go to MCW, hit us up, man, because we'd like to come. Have a chat, be good fun. Because then we do got one of the guys, one of the new tag teams that hail from Mykonos, who the like BuzzTech dudes. He follows us on Instagram now. So if you happen to know this isn't watch, hey man.
Hi.
Your gimmick.
Love what you do.
Your gimmick fucking rocks.
Yeah, amazing.
It blew my mind. Yeah. Because I was like, what is this?
And they're full just like,
get the fuck out. This is the best.
Just we're full just like raving in our seats with them like, yeah, let's do trap laps. Just punch the microphone.
Yeah, and then best thing like Avery coming back, she's like, oh my god, she's the hot.
She wants us, bro.
Let's do this. They get
that was so good. Dope. It was great.
Dash also jumps in and goes, if she does have a 24/7 title on her, bring your chairs,
mate.
Fucking.
I'll just grab one of those little like rope post things and be like, give me the title. Where's the referee?
Fuck, my phone keeps going off. All right. Let's jump in. Because I have some Raw notes here. So Raw this week was in Albany, New York. I did kick off as we sort of yelled at in the Money in the Bank with Brock Lesnar.
I don't want to talk about.
He wanders out with Paul Heyman.
The beast in the bank.
The beast in the bank. He had the briefcase. He had the briefcase on his shoulder as a boombox. As much as I fucking hate him, I'm like, I kind of dig it.
You're a dumb idiot.
I'm like, you're a moron, but
you big dumb idiot.
It's
a bit funny.
Kind of like it.
Yeah, bit funny.
I think I'm getting Stockholm syndrome with Brock now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucking hate you, but you're okay.
Yeah.
Because like right now, what we're seeing is. In this moment, because like very similar to Vince McMahon, you can tell that fucking Brock just loves those boos. Yeah. He's like, yes. Yeah. He knows what his role is there, and he loves it. So for that reason, he's taking those boos, and we're getting more emotion out of him than I've seen the entire time he had the belt.
I do love that, like, you know, the louder the boos are, the more he smiles and laughs at it. Like, I love how sadistic that is. Like,
that's very cool.
Yeah, it's something. I'll give him that. I hate the shit out of him. And I want to give him a big old dose myself, but I get it.
Killer Bly jumps in. Brock Lesnar can just fuck off.
Yeah. Bonk Lesnar.
I totally agree. Bork Laser.
Yeah, Bork Laser.
It's like Benedict Cumberbatch for wrestling, just giving them dumb names. So Paul does come out and drop a pretty rad promo, actually.
Yeah, he talks about people being paranoid and the conspiracy theories that are floating around about Brock Lesnar. They apparently there's a theory floating around that he snuck into the arena. He was the one that attacked Sami Zayn and put himself into this match. And
it kind of makes sense. Like,
it does.
Like every good conspiracy, there's a little bit of truth in there. Like it makes because that's not a Braun thing. I thought it was maybe a Bray Wyatt thing, but it could totally be a Brock thing.
I had to re-listen because I thought initially that Paul was saying this is what we did, and I was like, what? And then I was like, oh no, you're saying you could, but I was so convinced. I was like, that's very convincing.
We may have done this.
Yeah, but Paul does go on to say, he's just like, well, you guys give us too much credit. We're not crafty enough of that. And I was like, you just call yourselves dumb.
Yeah, no, we just rocked up and said, give me the fucking match. And they were like, yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, as he's talking about this, he's like, you know, you should be paranoid, you should be scared. If you're the Universal Champion, you should be on edge.
Or if you are the
minute.
WWE Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, if you're the WWE Heavyweight Champion, you should be on edge at any minute. As he's talking about the Universal Championship, Seth Rollins does make his way down to the ring to burn it down. And straight up initiates the challenge. She's like,
yeah, Seth's like, you should like cash that shit in now.
Right now.
And let's make this happen. But on that ground, like, then why the fuck don't you just, once again, as we said, don't get the briefcase, just fucking make it happen.
yeah, it just happened.
Like, because apparently rematches are like, what happened, you know, automatic rematches weren't supposed to be a thing, but they really seem to be a thing.
Yeah.
So why didn't just give him a fucking automatic rematch? Like, we're about, you know, over this
WrestleMania
week, we saw, you know, fucking Kofi and Daniel Bryan a week ago. We saw Samoa Joe and Ray again. Like, apparently rematches are a thing. Don't get the briefcase. Just fucking give him the win.
Yeah, exactly it. I couldn't agree more. But yeah.
Dash does him and goes, that shove from Brock on Rollins, and Rollins just retaliates though. Great moment. Totally top moment.
Yeah. I think that comes off the back of, I think Paul was saying something along the lines of like, you know, waiting around at WrestleMania, having to wait 7 hours for your girlfriend to main event WrestleMania.
Kicking the dick.
And yeah, Seth immediately was on the defense. I was like, ooh, because obviously we did find out this week that Seth and Becky Lynch are officially a couple. Yeah. Nice. Seth did put that up on his Instagram. Beautiful photo, really sweet. I ship them. I'm calling them Sethy Rollins, I think it was.
Yeah, Sethy Rollins.
Yeah, Sethy Rollins.
I did like sort of the, you know, Paul Heyman be like, nah, motherfucker, you don't get to choose when we cash in. We choose when we cash in.
Who says we're cashing in on you, Seth? We could be going after the WWE Championship. Next minute, it's a new day.
It could be a new day.
Yeah. And then the next minute, it's a new day. Yes, it is.
Bow.
And Kofi comes down to the ring. And he's the same thing. He's like, no, like, I've got something to prove.
Cringed it.
Oh, no.
So Killabite jumps in and goes, my theory is that Bork will cash in on Kofi and then Romanoff will win back the belt from Bork.
Interesting. I could see that happening.
Makes sense. So happen.
But yeah, Kofi obviously gets up and is like, you know, if you're going to cash in, you should cash in against me. Like, I'm the, you know, I've got something to prove here. And,
yeah, that totally works.
Yeah. Yeah,
sorry, I'm just thinking about that kill, but yeah, it totally works.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul makes a good point. Is like, you know, like you guys are chasing us. We're not chasing you. You two are out here chasing Brock for a challenge.
It's very weird because normally it's the other way. People chase the belt. So
yeah, exactly. And Paul's like, it's all a waiting game. It's all about Antissa. And he pulls his funny face and he looks like he's pooping. And then he says, patient. I'm surprised
he didn't do like, you know, the Tim Curry Antissa patient.
Yeah, I was expecting that. Dash said no when Kofi came into the ring. It was a cringe. Aww.
Yeah, Kofi goes alright.
Nah.
After this,
he screamed. He did. He was like,
he did.
card.
I fucking hate. So okay, before we get into this, I'm just gonna mention this right now. Apparently, the wild card rule is a short list, and it's the same people. Like, there's no like, hey, surprise, it's fucking Rusev.
Yeah,
it's like here's the same people. It's like. It comes down to this, the whole idea that Vince is like, there's not enough superstars, you know. Like, we didn't bring superstars from there, there's not enough stars just on Raw. Can we bring up a shot of Flair? So, like, they're just repeating the same people.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of boring that way.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he does say it's all about anticipation, and Brock will cash in when Brock wants to cash in, and you just have to be on edge because you never know what minute that could be. It could be any minute.
Then we cut to Mick Foley coming in a limo backstage. He's making his way to the ring to announce the new belts.
Yes, the new belts. And we, after, like, obviously greeting everybody, and then it cuts to Sami Zayn having a sook to Bobby Lashley about...
The old cry.
Yeah, he's like, you know, I have to face Braun tonight. I need some help. Like, you're facing him in a couple weeks. You help me help you. You do me a favor, I'll do you a favor.
You give him a bit of a dose now.
Soften him up,
soften him up. So that's going to give you an advantage come 2 weeks. It should be Showdown. It gives me an advantage tonight. Like, if anything is win-win.
This I absolutely love because Bobby's like, yep. No, you go out there and soften him up for me, kid. Thanks.
Yeah.
I was like,
yes. Let's put it out there. Still no Leo Rush. I think he's being pulled completely.
Oh, I didn't even think of
He's not been on TV in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I have noticed
he's
that.
Gone.
No Leo Rush. He has been pretty outspoken about the situation, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think he's been he's not going to be released, but I think he's been pulled.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Bobby's just like, no, and leaves Sammy on his way to say Sammy walks out to the ring.
So a very deflated Sami Zayn, rather than like hear that all the fucking horns. Around. He just walks. He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh, you're dead. But it does cut back to as Sammy's entering, it cuts backstage to Kofi Kingston.
Dash responds to Leo Rush going, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. It cuts to Kofi and Seth talking backstage. I do run into Triple H and they're like, Paul Heyman said we were hanging around tonight. Something's going to go on. I'm like, what's he talking about?
The thing is, we'll get, a bit behind the fucking chair. Get a bit behind the curtain here. That's them going, what do you mean, what's happening tonight? Because they didn't fucking know.
Yeah, they weren't
because the script wasn't finalized.
Until the third
So
hour.
when Triple H walked up, when you're having this match later in the night, they've gone, okay.
Okay.
Because they didn't know.
Yeah, they had no idea at all.
Ew.
But yeah, he's like, look, you guys, you're having a match tonight. It's against Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Yeah, that's it. Sorry,
Wasn't it Corbin and Lashley?
No, was it Corbin? No, it was Lashley and McIntyre.
I got Corbin and Lashley, so I must have misheard.
Yeah, no, it was Corbin. I'm pretty sure it was Lashley and McIntyre. Let me just double check. I've got it here. I'm positive it was Lashley and McIntyre. Yeah. Oh no, it was Corbin. I've written that down wrong. My bad. It was Corbin and Lashley. Sorry guys, my bad. What? My bad. I'm the weirdo here. They find that out, and then it cuts back to Sami Zayn in the ring waiting for Braun.
Yeah, so Braun comes in, beats the Brawny. Actually, first he stares down the camera.
Yeah, he's staring down the camera.
He comes out and they just chase each other around for a while.
Yeah,
apparently
Sammy just legs it.
Yeah, apparently timeout doesn't count.
No,
there was no mention this was a false count anywhere or no DQ. They just fucking leg it, and the ref's like, do I count?
Yeah.
Do I count?
Yeah. He's just like, what do I do here? Like, what's going on? But yeah, there's a massive chase. Braun at some point runs into Bobby Lashley, who he does have a match against at Super Showdown, and he just sort of stares at each other, and Sami Zayn tries to get a little bit of an upper hand there. Yeah, Sami Zayn from behind. Braun Strowman just flattens him out and stares at Bobby Lashley. He's like, I'll be back for you later. And then just goes back on the chase after Sami Zayn. Yeah, so eventually it does get back into the ring, and they come out from the backstage bit, and Sami Zayn is on Braun Strowman's shoulder suddenly. He's getting ready to wreck him. So funny. Makes way into the ring. It does end with Braun getting a running power slam onto Sami Zayn. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It was a match. We've seen it. Next up was Lars Sullivan. So Lars Sullivan was scheduled to have an interview with Charlie in the ring. Yes, Miss Charlie Caruso. However, he says absolutely nothing because he gets interrupted by the Lucha House Poop. Lucha. More like the Loser House Party. Hey! Funny. Yeah, no, you're definitely right there. I'll give them credit. They had a game plan and they went in there and they did give Lars a little bit of a run for his money at the start there. But then he was just like, I'm Lars Sullivan, bitch. But at the same time, it's like, I don't care. They're like, oh, the Lucha House Party doing slightly better on Lars. I don't care. Yeah. Lars mushed the Lucha House Party again. We saw this last night. I still don't care. Yeah. Yeah, it was just a bit full flat. Yeah. But the next match picked up for it. Yeah, the next match was Ricochet versus Cesaro. Yeah. Dude. So Cesaro rocking a brand new intro. Yeah. No longer playing. I did make a note of that. It was a brand new. It's not the bar music anymore. It's Cesaro's own music. Yep. Bunch of Tim doing a bunch of assorted poses. Yeah. Kilobyte did just drop in and he's like, I don't know what's worse. Lars is copping it for being a racist and then they have him destroying Mexicans. Holy cow. Oh, how fucking blind. Oh, wow. How did we not pick that up? Well, because I didn't know who he was racist towards in his board post. I just assumed he was just a horrible person. I didn't think too much about it. Yeah, exactly. So this match with Ricochet and Cesaro did come about. Obviously, Ricochet is in the trainer's room. He's being seen to because he snapped a ladder in half the night prior. And Cesaro's like, oh, like, stop babying him, Doc. This is why they call your generation the bubble back generation. Like, just chuck some ice on it. You'll be fine. You should be hurt after what happened last night. And Ricochet's like, yeah, but I'm not hurt enough to take you down. He's like, don't be a stupid kid. And that's sort of how the match happened. Yeah. So yeah, there was a thing. I was excited. Look, I'm stoked on seeing Cesaro as his own. He is the Swiss cyborg. He is a big dude. He is a brutal dude. He can move. I really do enjoy watching Cesaro. As much as you're like, oh, you're the bad guy and I don't like you, I do like watching him wrestle and putting him against somebody like Ricochet, who was injured, but he was pulling the move still with his back out. Absolutely beautiful. It was a good match. I actually really did enjoy it. There was some beautiful bits there. But yeah, the match got to the point where like the crowd were chanting, "This is awesome." That's how much they were into it. Like you can tell it's a good match when they're doing that.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, Cesaro does unfortunately get the win.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the finishing move was.
Yeah,
his entrance theme was perfect when he reused Dean Malenko's theme, and it's a lot of green.
Yeah.
There's a lot of green.
Yeah. Apparently it's like Cesaro's 50th entrance theme.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, apparently it's had a couple. Good old Swiss cyborg there. But you know, it was a really good match. I actually really enjoyed watching that. I was a little bummed by the outcome, but I also get it. Obviously, Cesaro is trying to cement his name on Raw.
Yeah, especially with Sheamus looking like he may be out for a while, if not indefinitely.
Yeah.
It does sort of, Cesaro has to sort of now make his way through as a singles
Stop
competitor.
doing the bar thingy. Like pick something.
Yeah. It's a real shame because, like, if we reference, like, the 2 points of reference we use, like, we have a Kurt Angle, which is a thumb up or a thumb down, and the bar is a half. So when we rate the show, at the end, it's a, you know, Kurt Angle in a bar means 1.5. It's like, if the bar no longer exists, Kurt Angle retires. That's some fucking old references already.
Yeah, exactly.
Dash also adds,
I did notice that.
he wore the bar trunks and also did the bar thumb on entrance.
Yeah, he did. And he did it at the end as he was entering, like, the pose at the start of the thing, and when he left as well, he was like, so, yeah, he's just
in case you don't forget.
Yeah, just so you know, he was part of the bar.
Yeah.
He was one half of the bar.
Yeah.
He didn't set the bar, he is the bar.
Yeah, the match was pretty sweet. I enjoyed it. We are getting to the point of the show that I didn't watch any further, not intentionally. It just happens. I did watch a bit of it at work. So I didn't get full attention spent on it. So a lot of this is going to be all Jem. Next up was an interview with AJ Styles.
Yes.
Talk about the idea. He was like, hey, so you had Money in the Bank last night and you didn't win. He's like, yeah, no, I didn't win.
And I have to start from the bottom, and I get that. Like,
which is good because seeing as he came in at the top, I'm like, well, yeah, put him back in there.
Yeah. But yeah, as he's talking about this, Baron Corbin comes in. He's like, oh, don't give us all that sob story again where I've come from nowhere and I have to start all over again.
Started from the bottom. Now
yeah, exactly it. And, Corbin makes a point of like, and this is a good point as well. He's like, how did you get that title match? Like, you couldn't even get the win over Seth Rollins last night, but I pinned him a couple of weeks ago on the show. Like, how come you got that title opportunity and I didn't? That's not fair. He's like, that's a real slap in the face. And AJ's like, you call that a slap in the face? I call this a slap in the face. And just knocks him one. And Corbin just sort of goes, you're going to pay for that.
Yeah.
And just leaves. And I was like, ooh, that I want to see.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got really excited for that. Next minute, wild card rule.
Wild card.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Wild card rule. It does. It's tough work doing the Roman song.
Yeah, it's hard. It hurts. But yeah, all over in here in big capital letters is go the fuck back to SmackDown and stay there. I am sick of seeing Roman Reigns. Like, I get it, but I'm already over him. I'm bored. I get it. I see what you do. It's not much. Just stay on your show. I can't deal with watching you 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week this week. Like, just stick to your one. That's enough Roman Reigns I need. Do your thing over there. Like, stop coming to Raw. You're wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, and before he even says anything, Shane McMahon makes an intro.
I did like that, though. I literally went, I genuinely laughed out loud.
Yeah.
He's like, here comes money. Like,
yeah,
yes.
perfect timing. I was quite happy. I was like, oh, thank God, don't let him speak because he can't. But Shane comes out and he's like, first of all, I want to say that I'm done with The Miz. Like, that whole feud is
Congratulations,
over.
Dash and Kilobyte both got what they wanted.
Yeah, exactly it. And he says, you know, my attention is now on you, Roman Reigns. You know, I still can't get over what you did to my dad. You punched.
What kind of piece of shit
punches another man's father? He's like, you know, my dad is the WWE. He is this, and you punched your boss in the face. What kind of piece of shit attacks another man's father? And I was like, oh, get a new joke, like, or new line. I guess it's not a joke, but get a new line. And Roman's
Dash
just like
sure.
Yeah, this isn't over. Yeah, Roman's just like, you know what I hate? Spoiled little rich kids. All you do is you come here and you throw around your privilege. And Shane's like, yeah, I do. And I'm going to do that. Oh, no. Roman's like, why don't we fight it out right here, right now? Like, let's do this.
So Dash just added it into a tweet that he sent, it's today, 23rd, at 10:30. Oh, no, just about now. He yells directly at Triple H. You're Triple H. I know you're arguing with Pops, but Cesaro deserves his proper entrance theme back. And he goes, this one. And there's a video in there, and he also tagged you and I in it.
Oh, I love it. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, but Roman's Reigns like, I hate spoiled little rich kids. You know, you throw around your privilege. Like, why don't we fight it out right now? If your attention's on me, let's do this right now. And Shane's like,
what does the crowd want to do?
Yeah, he's like, I am a spoiled little rich kid, and, you know, we have privilege, and I'm going to throw that around. I'm not touching you tonight, but this guy will. Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Drew McIntyre comes out, so it looks like Drew is now a hired hand for Shane O'Mac. And Shane's like,
well, it's better than the B team.
Yeah, exactly it.
But also,
B-team.
We've seen it.
Yeah, but Shane's like, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's fight, but let's do it in 2 weeks, a Super Showdown. In the meantime, you want to get to me, you got to get through him. And then I'm pretty sure that was it.
That's right.
Yeah. And yeah, Shane's like, yep, see you at Super Showdown. That's the end of that. Meh.
Insert promo for the next one.
Yeah. It does cut back.
Yeah,
it does cut backstage to Shane and Drew McIntyre speaking. And one of the interviewers comes up and asks Shane a question, and as she's doing that, The Miz is standing there, like, right in front of Drew McIntyre, just staring super angry. Now, I need to interject with this because I can't look at The Miz anymore, because The Miz looks like my brother, my older brother, if my older brother was a little bit shorter, a bit stockier, a bit more well-groomed, but, like, same color facial hair, same facial structure, same eyes. It's uncanny. So The Miz is starting to creep me out a little bit, but, you know, especially when he gets that grumpy look on his face. It's like the look that my brother gives, and it's just really weird. Anyway, Miz is standing there all angry, and Miz is like, what, you think you're not done with me? And Shane's like, no, I am done with you. Maybe I'm not, but if you want to get to me, you've got to go through this guy. And the Miz is like, okay, I'll go through him, and then I'll come straight for you. And then, yeah, that's the end of that for now, I guess. We'll see. But the Miz is still looking super angry, so I was like, he's just going to come out of nowhere. The Miz is just cheer out of nowhere. Like,
welcome.
Welcome, cheer. So, yeah. After this, we do get the tag team match of the Usos versus the Revival. Finally, hopefully, an end to all of this bullshit that's been going on for the past.
So this is where I've only seen clips from here on out. So
yeah. So honestly, like the Usos didn't even get their jackets off, and Dash was like right at one of the Usos. Not that Dash.
Oh, Dash Wilder.
No, Dash Wilder. Yeah, Dash Wilder.
Not Dash.
No, was it Dash Wilder or Dawson? Yeah, I think it was Dash.
Or was it our Dash? No,
yeah, it was this Dash. He was just like, up yours, Usos, and just jumped at him. Yeah, so like one of the Usos.
For the dirt sheet, douche.
Yeah, just smacks him with a clipboard. Take the dirt sheet. Dash Wilder's dirt sheet.
Yes, douche. Go to AEW.
Yeah, Dash and Dawson dirt sheet. Yeah. But yeah, this honestly, it was a good match, and like I was gunning for the Revival the entire time. Like, sure, I love the Usos, but they need to get what's coming to them. Like, it's been a whole shitstorm. They've been entirely embarrassing to the Revival. The Revival did not deserve any of that. Obviously, the crowd was all for the Usos. I was like, yeah, Revival, like, woo! Like I was the only one.
No flips, just fists. No flips, just fists.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, oh dude.
Yeah. Their intro music is so not fitting to that. Anyway, like honestly, it was a really good match. There was the Revival were just vicious. Like, and again, it was another match that got the "This is awesome" chance. Like it was super, super solid. And I was so stoked when the Revival took the win. So the Revival did get a win.
Yeah.
I was super stoked with that. Like I feel like it's a good way to end this little rivalry. It was just beautiful. It was really beautiful. I was stoked for the Revival. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome. Better match. It was so good. Like all four of them are amazing.
On paper, both these teams are brilliant. You know, so it makes sense if they're given a good chance to showcase what they can do.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we go backstage to Alexa Bliss getting her makeup done, and she shoos off the makeup artist, like, "Stop it, you're making me look like a White Walker."
That's what she said?
Yeah, she's like, "Stop it, you're going to make me look like a White Walker."
Dash comes and goes, "My finisher, excuse me, sir, do you have a moment to talk about your Lord and Savior Kenny Omega?" And then he gives him the one-winged angel.
Kenny Omega wins! But yeah, so she does, Nikki Cross comes up and she's like, "Look, excuse me, Alexa, you asked for me?" And Alexa's look, so, Money in the Bank last night, you lost. And she's like, "Yeah, I know, I had my hands in the briefcase for a second." Alexa's like, "Yeah, no, I saw that. But you lost." But no, it's no big deal. Like, I think I've got something to cheer you up. I'm the host of my own show. And then Dash and Dawson come busting in the middle of the scene, dancing around like, "Do you see that, Alexa? We just beat the Usos. The Usos. We should be the next guests on your show. Keep us in mind." And they just go dancing off. And Alexa's just like, okay. And that brings us into a moment of bliss.
But it was announced that, the next one would be Becky Lynch.
Yes, the next guest would be Becky, no longer Two Belts Lynch.
Yeah.
Before a moment of bliss does start, it cuts to a little bit of a weird video of Firefly Funhouse getting a bit weird and choppy, and the obviously unveiling of the new Bray Wyatt is in that, and it's a bit all over the place, real creepy.
So not like a full little.
It wasn't a full episode. It was like a full intro, but like
teaser.
As it's going, like the kids start like it's got like kids in the front of it, and they're singing this little song, and they're like staring really weird, and like they were all like gaunt and like scary looking, and then it just starts glitching out, and super creepy but super cool. Like, you definitely have to see it.
We're ready for more of that.
Yeah, so cool. Which and then it cuts back into a moment of bliss with Nikki Cross. Alexa does sit down. She's talking to Nikki. She's like, "I'm pretty sure I asked for coffee. Like, where's my coffee?" And guy comes out with 2 cups. And Alexa's just like, "Meh, take that." And he just hands Nikki this empty cup, and she's just holding it. And she's like, Alexa announces that Becky Lynch is going to be the intro. And like, Nikki's sitting opposite her, like us in the chair. And Alexa's like, "Get up. And she's like, "Oh shit." And she gets up and she sort of goes over and stands next to Alexa's chair like this, like closest to the ringside. And she's like, Becky comes in, she sits down, and Alexa's about to ask her, and she's like, "So Becky, can you go the other side?" And so Nikki goes around the other side. She's standing super close there, and like she goes, "All right, Becky, So Nikki sort of slowly scuffles over, and she's like fixing her jacket, and she sort of stands against the table, and Alexa's like, "That'll do." And she continues with the interview. I believe she goes to ask Becky Lynch what it's like no longer having 2 belts. And as Becky goes to speak, oi, nah, the Iconics come out.
Yeah.
Beautiful. They're like, Becky, 2 belts. Well, I only count 1 belt. Well, look, if it makes you feel better, Becky, we've still got 2 belts that we won at WrestleMania. I love them so much. And Becky's like, "Yeah, that's all well and good, but I defended my title more in one night than you have the entire time since you won those belts.
That's
so I can take both you dopes on right now." And they're like, "Well, I don't know about that." She's like, and then Lacey Evans comes out. And Lacey's, I don't even remember what Lacey says. I was just like, "Oh my God, shut up."
Blah, blah,
blah.
Blah, blah.
Honey, sweetie, darling. She's like standing there doing something. And Becky's like,
"Excuse me.
That's all well and good, Lacey. You can add honey and sweetie and whatever else you want to the end of your sentences and keep rummaging through your grandma's wardrobe. But I will take all 3 of you on tonight, and I guarantee I'll win. And maybe I'll become Becky 3 belts." And the Iconics are like, "I don't think so." As that's all going on, like Becky's like full ready for standoff. Nikki Cross grabs Alexa's microphone. She goes, Becky, I'll be your partner. And Becky's like, all right. And then Lacey's like, I think you're still outnumbered there, darling. And Kilobyte just dropped in with, I'd rather Brock Lesnar than Lacey Evans. That's saying something.
That's a good point.
I could agree, definitely. But yeah, Becky sort of standing there and she sort of nods towards Alexa. And she's like, she'll do. And Alexa's like, I don't. She's like, all you have to do is stand there and look pretty, honey. The man will get the job done. So they all go barreling down to the ring. It turns into a 6-woman tag match. Becky, Nikki, and Alexa versus the Iconics and Lacey Evans. Pretty solid match. I'll give it that. I think it's the most fight we have seen out of the Iconics in a little while. They did spend a lot of time in the ring compared to Lacey Evans. There was a lot of Becky ring time. I think it was pretty even between Becky and Nikki in the ring. Alexa's just hanging out ringside. She wasn't even in the apron. She was just standing there like tapping the ring like, come on, Nikki.
Drinking a coffee.
Come on, Becky. Coffee in hand. She spilled a little and she's like, are you kidding me? Like, super ridiculous. Becky and... there was a part there, and this says a lot. At one point, Becky's on the top rope. She's about to do a drop kick or something onto Billie Kay, and she has to yell at Billie Kay to get closer. Yeah. She's like... I couldn't help but laugh a little bit at that. I was like, Billy, like, what are you doing? You're going in the wrong direction. Like, roll the other way. Like, I can understand you want to get away, but damn, like, you clearly, like, it kind of...
Where's your ring?
It breaks that fourth wall a little bit. You can't help but laugh at that stuff when it happens, especially when it's so bleedingly obvious. Like, camera is full on Becky's face, so you can hear her yelling. You can't help but laugh a little bit at the break of the fourth wall. But ultimately, like, I'm pretty sure Becky ended up going the length. Like, she did a pretty solid jump. It got pretty far across that ring to get to Billie Kay. And ends up getting the pin for the win. Because, yeah, Lacey Evans at some point just decides, I'm done with this shit, and just storms out. Lacey Evans just like, okay, bye, and leaves. Like,
makes sense when your tag team partner is the Iconics.
The Iconics, yeah. Clearly, there's a little bit of something going on there. But yeah, she clearly didn't like her tag partners because she just legs it. At the end of it, obviously, Nikki and Becky are holding arms high, and Alexa Bliss jumps in the ring. She goes to grab Becky's arm, and Becky just yanks it away and just rolls out and disappears, which was a funny ending. And Alexa's like, oh shit, like, what did I do? Nothing, bitch.
That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly it. But no, overall, that was a pretty good match. Like, it was shortish, like, but it was good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, after that, we do get the unveiling of the new title.
Yeah, so this part I did see in clip form. So Mick Foley walks down, belt with bag in hand.
He did earlier in the night show Kofi a little bit of it. Kofi got a sneak peek.
Yeah, so as he's walked down the ring, he talks about the idea that although that this is Raw, it seems to be losing some of its rawness. So the idea of like, let's make Raw again was sort of the idea.
He's looking worse for wear, by the way.
Yeah, mind you,
like a big old sack of shit.
Dude, Mick Foley looks like shit, but then again, he has put his body through so much.
Yeah, like, he's missing teeth, he's missing an ear, he's had it all.
Like the way he walks on the tippies over his feet because his back's all fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Like he's not looking well.
Yeah. So he does unveil what is going to be called the 24/7 champion.
Yeah, so it's this ugly green belt with gross ass plates on it. So the whole idea is because we were alluding to what this belt could be.
I thought it was going to be a hardcore title.
Me too. I thought like having Mick Foley do it, I thought it's going to be a hardcore title. And the way he was
presenting it too, like he was presenting it as like a raw, brutal title.
Yeah. So
Which in a sense it is. Also.
Yeah, so that's right. Coming into it, I thought it was going to be a hardcore title. Yeah. Then I thought, well, maybe is it going to be the women's mid card title? Like, because like Mick Foley did also unveil the Universal Championship back in the day. Yeah. So like, there's not just the precedence that it's a hardcore belt. It could be something else. And then I thought, worst case scenario, it could be a wild card belt, or it could be like a Saudi Arabian belt. Yeah. Like, where were they going with this? It could be one of these options.
Yeah.
But they went with the 24/7 belt, which is pretty much a big part of the hardcore belt. Was the idea that as long as there's a referee present, falls count anywhere, it can happen anywhere, anytime. You're in the shower, the toilet. You're at the shops,
at home. Yeah.
So as long as like bring a ref in, bush, it happens.
Yep. As long as you've got an officiator there.
So I was disappointed, and as was the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd reaction was so poor to it. And I'll give Mick credit. He did a great job to try and pump it up. He's like, anywhere, and like it's across any brand. It is
Like
SmackDown, Raw,
SmackDown.
NXT UK, 205 Live. Anybody, anywhere can take this match. Even legends might come and wrap up this title for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Like, it is open to anyone.
So in the vein of the hardcore title, it looks like this will cross hands and change hands like fucking minute.
Yep. He does go on to say, I told everybody backstage to line up. I'm literally going to lay this down and it's going to be a free-for-all. It's going to be a scramble for anybody.
I think it's sick, man.
Yeah, you sound like it. Your eyes getting a bit teary, a bit hay fevery. Yeah, but he's like, it's literally a free-for-all. First person to gets it. Like, first person to pick this up and leave with it, it is your title.
So he lays the shit down.
Yep, lays it down, climbs out of the ring, and then all of a sudden, a wash of superstars just come running down, doing each other.
All mid-carders, which is nice.
Yeah, there was like, the B team was there, Titus O'Neil, Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose. Who else was there? Drake Maverick was there at some point. Yeah, there was just everybody. Luke Gallows and
the Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers, yeah. Eric Young. Yeah, there was a bunch of people out there. Eventually, it does get like Drake Maverick gets to the ring and he goes to grab it, and Titus is standing in the ring with his foot on the belt, and Drake Maverick is trying to rip it out from under him, and Titus is like and just like throws him out of the ring onto everybody else and picks up the title for the win, and he's walking out with it. Yep. As he's walking out for it, Robert Roode comes out with an official and just like rolls him up and boom, 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 titles Robert Roode's all of a sudden.
In like a fucking 40 seconds.
Yeah, like 40 seconds. Robert Roode's out of there. He's hightailing it and they're all chasing after him. I'm pretty sure it does cut straight into them backstage just chasing after Roode. Yeah, it just cuts into like them chasing after him. Hilarious, absolute beautiful. Yeah, he's sort of like, just trying to hide. Like, he's just like, hide me.
So Killer Bud also jumps in and says, good on Titus for getting his first championship.
Hey, one's better than none.
That's
even if it was for a couple of seconds. Dash did just say, what year is it? I know. But yeah, so that was a bit of fun. There was a bit of, just a bit of a massive horde just chasing Paul Robert Roode. But yeah, after that, it comes to The Miz versus Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. So this is obviously made a match after the altercation with Shane and Drew earlier in the night. Look, all right match. The Miz did pretty good against Drew McIntyre for the most part. Like, The Miz is really sort of, Shane has brought out a new like aggressor in The Miz, and he's very aggressive. He's very, very vicious and meticulous in the ring now. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Shane was interrupting throughout the match, as Shane does, which ultimately ended up in The Miz getting Claymore kicked for the pin and the win, which obviously wasn't good enough. Shane does jump in the ring and try to give a bit of the smackdown. He makes Drew get Miz into the corner, and he gets up to go for the coast to coast, and then damn it, Roman Reigns comes like hammering down the ring, big old Superman punch to Drew McIntyre, Shane does a run arm, and that's that.
The Miz is on. Sorry, Josh, I'm just going to did you know that Miz is a SmackDown superstar? Wild card. No, he's on Raw now, man.
Yeah, he was drafted to Raw.
Yeah, he's like one of the first people in the Superstar Shake-Up.
Shane's technically a SmackDown superstar.
Yeah, but Shane don't count.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Shane, Miz was one of the first Raw superstars to come across during the shake-up. It cuts to backstage. Corbin and Lashley are talking, and Rude comes running past and bumps into him, and he's like, you didn't see me! And he goes sprinting off again while the Horde comes chasing in tail. At this point, you do see, because Drake Maverick got thrown on everybody, you see him at the back of the Horde, like running, holding his back, like, he's just that guy in the back. Yeah, he's just that guy, just like tailing at the back. Dash can't tell these days with the wild card and the the shake up, wild card.
The rules are hard and loose.
Yeah, it's wild. Horde and Tail just chasing it. Badum-tish.
No.
This does cut to a Kofi and Seth interview. They're talking about like why they're doing what they're doing. Kofi's like, I've got something to prove. I can do this. This is why I am your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He's shaking, and Seth's just like,
wow.
And like, Kofi's like, Seth, where are your hips? And Seth just starts laughing and walks away. And Kofi turns to the interviewer and is like, we've got to find his hips before the match. And he runs off after him, which I thought was great. That was just super cute.
Here we go. Kilobyte jumps in, goes, let Drake Maverick have the belt and have the whole horde run through 205.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be so good. After this, we get a little bit of a video from Samoa Joe, who we assume he busted his nose at Money in the Bank. In the video, he did have a big old red swollen nose. It looked straight, but it looked huge. He's talking about how, he knows Ray is a noble guy. He knows that Ray, he's like, that wasn't a genuine pin. I know that that wasn't a genuine pin. The referee was blind to it. I'm not a noble guy, but I know you are, and I'm giving you the opportunity to be the good guy here, to set an example for your son and give me my title back. And I was just like, damn, Joe. He's just like, just give it. He's not even like, challenge me. Like, he's just like, give back. That's mine. Give me. It's mine. You took it from me. Give it back. Mommy. He's just like an adult baby sometimes. But no, he's, that was it. Just give back. That was just the whole person of the video. You're a nice guy. Give back. Which I'm interested to see where that goes, what that takes. That'll be interesting to see. I would like to see a rematch of that match.
I want to see a longer version of that.
Yeah, I think that's what I want from it. Is obviously, first it was Ray injured and then Joe. Like, can you guys just not kill each other and have the match? I know you're completely opposite worlds. Like, it's like a fly versus a bear, but come on. So after this, there is more Robert Roode getting chased by the Horde. He does come running out to R-Truth's car.
I love this part.
So he's like, Truth, please, you gotta hide me. And Truth is like, yeah, okay, man, get in the boot. So Roode jumps in the boot and Truth closes it, and the Horde comes running up like, where is he? And he's like, that way, guys. He went that right behind you, behind the trucks. Like, go. And they're like, all right. And they go sprinting off, and Truth gets Roode out of the boot, and
yeah, so this is absolutely fucking brilliant.
It was so good.
It's that right amount of stupid for me. It's perfect.
It's perfect, Truth.
So Truth is comes down. He's like, oh man, can you? Robert's like, can you get me out? He's like, yeah man, I'll give you a lift. Get in the fucking car. It's all good.
Kofi offers a lift. He's like, hey man, do you need to get out of here? Truth. Sorry. He's like, do you need to get out of here?
So Robert goes like, yeah, belt in the hand, goes open the door, and you hear him go, huh? And
what are you doing
here?
There's
a ref sitting in there, and a ref gets out, and he's like, okay, and then Truth just fucking deuces him in the face,
smashes his face into the tail light of his car.
Yeah. One, two, three.
Truth takes the title. He's like, yeah, this shit mine. He gets in his car and he drives
He's like, let's go to SmackDown.
And just drives off
just
the car.
fucks off.
So good. It's classic R-Truth. This is what I love about R-Truth, is he's not as dumb as he plays himself to be. He is...
Kilobyte says, I love how Truth thinks this is the European Championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said that. But it's so funny because he's like... it's classic Truth. Yeah. Like, he's not as simple as he makes himself out to be. Like, he acts like a bit of an idiot. He says a bit of stupid things, but he's actually really got things ticking on behind there. He's like, what's his name? He's like, the Archer. I don't know if anybody watches Archer on FX, like the cartoon Archer, but he's like Archer. He never really actually knows what he's doing. He just kind of wings it and it works out. Like, that's what I love about him. It's just that last minute, like Captain Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean, just never has a solid plan. He's just like, oh no, it just kind of happens and I go with it.
Well, before we jump into SmackDown, because this is the last time we see the belt on Raw, what are you thinking of 24/7 belts so far?
At the moment, look, I'm really on edge about it. Like, I honestly believe it's only a temporary thing, because this whole thing can't last long. It's gonna burn up really quickly. It's not a slow burning candle. It's something that's just gonna burn at both ends. In the meantime, though, I'm having fun with it. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Yeah, like it is.
We all know that wrestling is kind of inherently stupid.
Yes.
When we see the see the stupid, like the Uzi hot and the shaving of the backs, that is not the good stupid.
No, but
this is the good stupid.
Yeah, this is
where it's just like people running around. It's given a bunch of
Benny Hill music.
It's giving a bunch of mid and low card people airtime where they have the belts on. Like, it gives them something. And like, I kind of like the idea that although they may not be able to go for the mid card belts, they've at least got something to do. Rather than just sitting there with the fingers up their butts, like they can at least pretend to be involved with something. And having it change hands does give those lower guys a little bit of a run. Like, whether it be for that 40 seconds, whether it be for something super...
But people will be like, yeah, oh man, Titus should have held that for longer.
But even if they see someone else, like... Even if it goes to the likes of Drake Maverick, everyone's like, who the fuck's Drake Maverick? And maybe it might get someone interested in Googling who he is. Yeah. Like, it just has that small moment. Yeah.
Bringing more attention to your NXTs and your NXT.
Yeah, like, I want to see some NXT guys come with it. I want to see someone out of nowhere just run through NXT with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, that would be awesome.
Also, can we please give credit to Mojo Rawley looking like he was from the Globo Gym Purple Cobras this week? Somebody pointed it out, and I was just like, "Holy shit! It is the Globo Gym Purple Cobras outfit. Like, he is in that."
Could also just be PopC Purple, just saying.
Yeah, that too. Globo Gym PopC Purple Cobras.
But yeah, no, like I said, I do. The downside is I do think the joke will run thin very quick.
Yeah, definitely.
That is certainly a concern.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm digging it. Like, if you put it in the hands of the right people, the people like our truth that are willing to understand, that they know that this is a joke, and they're a little bit down on the joke. The joke.
Definitely. I was interested in it. So yeah, after that is our final match of the night, which is Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley. This ends up being a no DQ match.
Hey.
Yeah, so it is anything goes. So we get Kofi Kingston's entrance as normal. Baron Corbin does come out before Seth. Like, Seth comes out for his entrance before Seth even gets down the ring. Baron Corbin's on the attack. When the bell actually does ring, they finally get in the... You know, there's a bit of a beatdown going on. Kofi comes up. Bobby Lashley shows up. There's a bit of beatdown on Kofi and Seth, and they finally get in the ring and the bell rings. Seth hasn't even got his t-shirt off yet, so he's not actually ready to wrestle, but he goes with it. It was a big old just clusterfuck. Being a no DQ match, everybody was everywhere at all times. Like, I was excited.
But not even in a fun way?
Yeah, not even in a fun way. It was just a bit, I was really like, I sort of fell out of it because I couldn't track what was going on. Like, I like to see sort of what's going on, who's going where. Like, it was, a bit of a clusterfuck. Like, Money in the Bank matches, I could see what everybody was doing. I got it. This was just... Like, 4 people was worse than 8. Like, it was a bit full on. Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin did have the upper hand for most of the match. But eventually, ultimately the match ends up with, I'm pretty sure Kofi gets a Trouble in Paradise on Baron Corbin for the win. But yeah, he's pretty beat up at this point. And yeah, Brock and Paul Lesnar come out and they're like circling the ring like
tempting
sharks.
with the idea.
Yeah, tempting with the idea because he did say, we're going to hang around. Paul did say we're going to hang around all night because you guys are going to be in this match later on tonight. We'll see what happens from there, but we're going to be keeping an eye out. And obviously both Seth and Kofi are in the ring like, let's do this. We've got our belts. We're ready to go. Like, we'll fight you. Paul and Seth just sort of, Paul and Brock just sort of circle the ring like sharks, and Brock jumps up on the apron and Paul Heyman's like holding the case as if he's going to give it to somebody, like, and then Brock just gets down and it cuts like close up as Brock and Paul are leaving, and Paul's just like, we'll make them wait, like we'll see where this takes it. Yeah, he's like, I think he says we'll see where it takes us. Yeah, we'll come back next week, like. Yeah, just real taunty, like really keeping them on edge. He's like, we're in their heads now. We're in their heads. We'll come back next week and see where we're at.
Very nice. And that does bring us to the end of Raw.
Yeah, that brings us to the end of Raw, which honestly, I like that.
So the big thing is I can't confidently provide a score for this week, as I've only seen the first hour and a bunch of random clips. So I won't be giving my rating, but...
Honestly, I think overall I was pretty happy with it. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. There was some I did find myself laughing at a lot of the backstage antics with the Horde and stuff, and like Robert Roode hiding himself. Yeah, the Horde. There was a few funny bits. There was a few downers. Obviously, the 24/7 title, it's not that great, but it is a bit of fun. I think ultimately being a post PPV show too, pay-per-view show, I think I'm on the same page as the pay-per-view, and I give it a Kurt and a bar.
Nice.
1.5. I was pretty solidly happy with it. I think, I love, even though I hate Brock Lesnar, I was like, great, we have to start the show with him. I think Paul just advocates for him so well, and that's why I like watching Brock.
And that's the thing.
I watch for Paul.
I think I said it to you earlier today. Like, as much as I hate Brock Lesnar, I'm glad because it means more Paul.
Yeah, Paul Heyman.
I love Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman's phenomenal.
If with that being the case, that this show wasn't planned up until the last hour, that means that promo was all Paul.
Yeah.
Top of the head, brilliant.
And he's always been so good at that.
Paul Heyman is the advocate for a reason because he is the man that can fucking deliver. Mm-hmm. He just delivers.
Beautiful. What did you guys think? Are you guys watching along? Like, let us know.
Yeah, so let us know in those avenues, Discord, Facebook group, or in the comments below.
Twitter,
all
you name it, we've
details
got
are
it. Instagram.
Down there. What was I going with that?
What you did see, what did you enjoy?
Yeah, look, I certainly enjoyed it. Like, it was all right. It wasn't horrible. Yeah, but I think part of it, because like I didn't go out of my way to finish up Raw this week.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel it was super as necessary. I was like,
yeah.
Like I felt like I took out what I wanted. I wanted to see the 24/7 stuff.
Yes.
Apart from the matches were all kind of. Nothing really won for me.
Yeah.
My novelty, the only reason that got me excited was for that 24/7.
Yeah.
And I got that, and it wasn't kind of what I wanted.
I was excited to see the Iconics, I think, because we haven't seen much of them.
Yeah, I was going to see the Iconics because I guess they're across the brand right now. Yeah. But for me, it came down to just simply, okay, because the intrigue was the belt. I saw the belt. A bit disappointed.
That was it. Yeah.
Moving on to SmackDown Live. You get to take a break. You get to talk.
Yay. In Providence, Rhode Island. So this does kick off with the backstage segment with Shane O'Mac and Elias having a big old sook about Money in the Bank. Elias. I'm sorry. I put all my energy into my performance.
Yeah.
Where?
So Elias was sort of having this big chat about like why he wasn't able to get the win or whatever. And sort of stuff like that. And
WWE means walk with excuses.
Yeah. Hey. So he was talking about like, look, I'm gonna be in your corner, man. Come Super Showdown with Roman. I'm gonna be there for you, whatever. Yeah. And Shane's like, nah, calm the fuck down. I don't need anyone, but I will be there for your match with Roman tonight.
Yes.
Because no automatic rematches. Remember?
No automatic rematches, but there's a Money in the Bank rematch.
Kicking off in the ring, in the arena itself, is the New Day. About the whole section about the idea of the return of the biggest E. The big E.
He's been out for 6 weeks now.
The torn meniscus.
Menisci.
Yeah, so they talk about like, hey, everyone, we're going to bring Big E back. This is going to be dope. This is going to be awesome. Xavier runs out, grabs a walking sheet.
Cloaked, yeah.
Yeah. Next thing, they pull the sheet off and it's some random fuck. I don't know who it is.
And he's like, it's like he's pulling the thing forward and Xavier's like, who the hell are you? You look like Big E shrunk in the dryer. And they're just like, get the hell out of here. Just get your ass out of here.
So eventually Big E does come out and the crowd pops. We popped in my lounge room.
Yeah, we were losing our minds. Big E was losing his mind. He was so excited to be there. He was just running up and hugging people in the crowd.
Yeah, like, and just hugging people and shit. It was awesome.
The only thing I missed about him being back on the show is he's not going to be on Twitter as much because he is so funny on Twitter. He's so
he starts the usual like hip movements and that sort of stuff. Comes out. He flashes his titties at one point.
Yeah. At one point they're talking about him being back and he's just like pectorals
like,
bouncing. I'm just like, hey, like so funny hip movements. He's all excited about like this is for me. Like so lame.
So the ring is set up with there's like presents, there's big banners, big welcome back to Big E party. So very sweet. Very cool. And then Kevin Owens' music comes in. Mm-hmm. Dude doesn't say a thing, just walks out, locks eyes. They're in like.
Big E's like,
it's my party. It's my party.
Yeah,
what are you doing? It's my party.
It's my party. He's like chewing on his shirt and he's like ripping
and
apart.
He's chewing on a present at some point.
Yeah, he's obviously real angry. He's tearing shit apart.
Sami Zayn's music kicks in as well. Sami Zayn comes in, ends up standing next to I almost said Big O then. Standing next to Kevin Owens. Yeah. Who says nothing? Who
absolutely nothing?
Just gives
goes to say something, gives the mic over to Sami, and just walks away.
That's right. And then Sami Zayn starts yelling into two microphones, so Sami Zayn in stereo.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Just a lot of the basic stuff,
criticizing the crowd, calling them toxic. This is just toxic behavior. You think you're gonna have fun tonight, but this is not gonna end fun for you at all.
Yep.
very, what's the word I'm looking for? Menacing, I guess.
Yeah, it was kind of fine. But
Yeah,
worn out for me.
it was Sami Zayn doing Sami
That's what
Zayn.
for me. And then we cut to Carmella. She's backstage looking for our Truth.
Yes.
She's looking at everyone, going, "Hey man, have you seen Truth?" Like, no. Can you when you see him, let me know.
Yeah, people are handing out wanted flyers for Truth. Drake Maverick's there with flyers, like handing them out. Like, yeah,
it goes up. Yeah, so first we see Drake Maverick, then we see Apollo Crews, then we see some tall black person with a blonde wig. She's like, "Hey man," I was like, "Hey, have you seen her?" She turns around, he's like, "Truth?" He's like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, he's like, "You gotta help me, man. Like, I can't. You gotta hide me." She's like, "This is a terrible disguise." He's like, "You have to help me. Like, help me right now." So she's like, "All right, come on," and she drags him off backstage somewhere.
So this guy's just like shit ass wig on.
Yeah,
like,
real
no
lame
effort.
wig and a pair of sunglasses, but he's holding the title on his shoulder, like open for everyone to see. Our Truth. He's like, I think, what does he say? He says something. I can't remember for the life of me now, but he says something really funny. I'll think of it in a minute.
Yeah. So next
good.
we get the match with Ali and Andrade.
Yeah. Crazy. Good. Crazy good.
Crazy good.
Yeah, Andrade.
There was that awesome Frankenstein, and there was like some good DDTs.
Yeah, phenomenal. Considering they were both like taped up to the shit house.
Yeah.
Like there was tape everywhere on them. Ali's back was clearly a bit damaged from going through all the table, like all the announce tables and the ladders and stuff. Andrade was really, really targeting that. One thing I do love about Andrade and Zelina Vega is that thing where like somebody will go to throw Andrade in the ropes, like looks like he's getting thrown through the middle rope, and he sort of like catches it and he lays there, and Zelina Vega slides in underneath him, and they're both like this. He's on the ropes and she's on the apron. I love that thing. It's so cheesy, but it's so freaking cool.
Good my apps.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, honestly, super solid match. These two are phenomenal superstars. I love watching them both in the ring. It doesn't matter who they're against. Together or alone, they're just amazing to watch. So I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, big time. I like this a lot. This is where we get a bit more of the cool wrestling that I really enjoy. Like, these guys know how to perform. Like, and what's so brilliant about the two of them is like Andrade, even though he's a big dude, he knows how to whip around that ring. Like,
his heritage is very
some of that lucha stuff that seeps its way through, and just Ali with his sort of cruiserweight heritage. Like, these two just work exceptionally well.
Beautiful.
The only issue that I do have with this, it did end up getting a win from Ali by getting a sneaky roll up.
Yes.
I personally am kind of sick of seeing sneaky roll-ups.
Yeah.
It
Flatten somebody out and get
it makes it feel
in.
a little cheaty.
Yeah.
And it's not the best outcome.
Yeah.
But give me more of that. Give me more of that match.
That was so good. I really enjoyed that.
Next up, we cut back. You head to return backstage with Carmella. She is giving Truth a makeover.
She puts a pair of sunglasses on him. Neatens up
because
the
a Mella is money shirt,
Crop
like
top.
one of the hats.
Yep. And he's like, "There's something missing. I feel like something's missing." And Mella hands him a bra, and he's standing there with it, and he's like, "Can you help me? I've never been able to get one of these undone." I was just like, ah. So I don't know if any of you guys know, but Truth is actually like 50 years old. Yeah. Like, he is an old dude. And I was just like, "Hi, you're 50 and you can't undo a bra." Like, me, like, coming from somebody who, like, I know I'm a woman and I know I have practice, but I can undo that damn thing with one hand. I'm just like, it's right in front of you. It's not even on anybody. Like, it's so easy. Like, I couldn't have, it was just childish humor. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to call it, but like, call her, I guess. But R-Truth does end up just waltzing out with Mella with the belt on shoulder again.
Trying to do the moonwalk and just being clumsy. And,
because I believe that cuts into them having a match. Yeah,
because the next match was Mandy Rose with Sonya Deville versus Carmella with R-Truth.
Who comes out in the wig, and they're doing the like Mella's entrance and stuff like that. Hilarious. It was so good.
Yeah, so that show started with Mandy Rose taking the sort of piss out of Carmella. Now, this match is on the heels of a pretty gnarly Twitter beef over the last couple of days.
Interesting.
Which is sort of between Carmella and Mandy. It was very interesting to listen to. Like, it was it wasn't like Becky's level of exceptional banter, but it was alright. Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, well, obviously Mella's knees all taped up because she did take a pretty nasty knock at Money in the Bank, so Mandy was mocking that. Match was super short. Not much happened because next minute, like, the Horde comes running down because they realize that R-Truth is R-Truth in a wig. And he and Mella's like, Truth! You can just hear her yell his name, and they like leg it over the barriers and into the crowd, and Truth just picks up Mella and piggy, because she can't run, her bung knee. Like, you hear the disqualification bell. Yeah, you hear the disqualification bell go off, and Truth just piggybacks Mella and sprints out with Carmella on his back, like through the crowd and stuff, with the horde chasing.
You died in this.
Oh, I was wetting myself. It was the funniest thing. I was like, Ryan, he's cooking. Look, he's Carmella in the back. It was so funny for me for some reason. It was so good because Truth just plays it so well. Like, he's just so good. He was sprinting with her on his back, and she's just like, hi, Silver, away. Like, it was.
I enjoyed that.
It was so good. It was so good.
Next up, we get to Elias just playing guitar, I suppose.
Yeah, he was just walking around
being a butt.
Yeah.
Next, we get let's see.
So Sami Zayn comes out to the ring for an entrance, like his entrance, and it does cut backstage to Big E, like hanging onto his knee, like freaking out. Xavier's there, like, what happened? Kofi comes up. Kofi's like, dude, what the hell? And all you get out of Big E is Kevin Owens, man. Kevin Owens. Obviously insinuating that Kevin Owens has attacked the knee of Xavier Woods.
Big
E, sorry. Xavier Woods was there. Which they're like, go Kofi, it's fine. Xavier's like, I'll take care of this. Like, go Kofi. So Kofi obviously makes his way to the ring. Shortly as Kofi's entering, they say Big E has been hauled off to a doctor to be looked at. Xavier Woods is with him. So Kofi is on his own against Sami Zayn at this point.
Yeah, so we get told he gets taken to a local hospital.
Yeah.
Health facility.
Yes.
So during this fight between Sami and Kofi, which was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It was a match. Nothing too extravagant.
It did end with Kofi getting in trouble in paradise on Sami Zayn.
Brutal trouble in paradise.
Paul Heyman does walk out with the briefcase, however. No Brock to be seen. It's just the idea of like, oh, is Brock here? Ooh.
Yeah.
Surprise! Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, in the head. Yeah, out of nowhere from behind, Dolph Ziggler just comes in and just brutalizes Kofi Kingston, throwing him into shit. There's chairs there. He puts a chair around Kofi's neck and throws him into the announce table, stomps on it a bunch. Like, Dolph Ziggler was vicious. And I was like, oh, man, I liked you. I was going to see you at Comic-Con. Like, I don't like you now. Why?
See, the thing is, like, I don't have a long history with Dolph.
I do.
For me, it's from late last year, where he was working alongside Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
And they were this great little heel pair.
Yes.
I really enjoyed. So him coming back to continue to do healing things, I'm like, sweet.
He's so good at being bad, and like, I don't know what had changed my mind to think he would ever be a good guy, but it's like, oh man, like, But at the same time, I'm like, no, I get it. But but yeah, it just absolutely brutalized poor Kofi to the point where when the referees finally got Dolph Ziggler out of the arena, like out of the ringside, like they had to get a stretcher down there for Kofi. This was intense. They had the whole thing happen from, Dolph leaving to Kofi being like escorted out on the stretcher. The whole like rolling him onto the plank board, like supporting him, keeping him stable, like it was tense. I was like, holy shit, like has he done some serious damage to Kofi here? As they're coming up the ramp, obviously Kofi's like trying to get off this gurney, and they're like, no, like you need to lay down, like just calm down. They're trying to find where to put the belt on him so I can still go with him. It was a bit weird. We're like, no, you've got to lay down, take it easy. They get up to the top of the ramp, and Kofi's finally like had enough. He ends up rolling off the gurney, just pushing them out of the way, and like very slowly but surely hobbles his way out the back. And I was just like, how? That was intense. I still like thinking about it. I'm like, my heart sinks. Like, holy shit.
Next we cut to backstage where Roman Reigns is walking past a bunch of trucks, and then you hear this guitar and some singing, and Elias sitting on the top of a fucking truck for some reason.
Roman's like, where the hell is that? Oh, he's on the top of the 40-foot trailer, like just playing a song. Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Next we get to a tagged sort of a 4-woman match thing with Malibu Stacy with a hat, Lacey and Charlotte versus the Raw champion Becky and the SmackDown
the champions versus the not champions.
There was an interview backstage with Becky about sort of, hey, you've lost your belt. She's like, yeah, look, if I was to lose my belt to anyone without, taking a hit, like, I'm glad
it's Bayley.
Bayley's probably the best person to be in that situation,
Yeah.
which I totally agree with. And then Bayley comes in and is like, hey, bitch. And she's like, hey, bitch. And then they kind of like, well, I'm going to fight. She's like, yeah, I'm going to fight you.
Bayley's like, after hearing Becky two belts, I'm starting to like the sound of Bayley two belts. So I think I might come for you next. And Becky's like, look, I'd shake your hand, but I can't guarantee that I wouldn't belt you. And she's like, whoa, calm down. That's not it at all. Like, and then they, end up going out for their match.
So it's a pretty all right match. No major complaints.
No major complaints. Pretty good. Pretty solid.
Bayley did get the win with a cradle pin on Charlotte.
Yeah, yep. So she does cradle her up into a little pin. Beautiful little win for them. I was really stoked to see Bayley get the pin on Charlotte again. Like, it was a legitimate pin this time. It wasn't, Charlotte's dead in the corner and Bayley just capitalized.
Yeah, it kind of just solidifies.
Yeah, it's a little. It definitely solidifies that Bayley should be in that position, which I'm super stoked about. I'm really excited to see where this takes Bayley, because this to me is what Bayley needed, and this is what I wanted to see from Bayley. So I'm really excited. She has said, she's leaving the hugs behind. She's going to be a fighter from now on. She's going to be a fighting champion, and I'm very interested to see where this takes us.
I'd be curious to see whether this results in an intro change.
Yeah, I was about to say that, actually. I'm interested to see if this gives her a bit of a change of heart, and if she becomes the aggressor instead of being aggressed against.
That would be pretty damn interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Let's see. Mella and Truth. Oh, so this is the backstage section with Carmella and Truth.
So they're running around backstage again.
Yeah, so Jinder Mahal try to get the pin on Truth, but Truth kicks out.
Yeah.
With the B
referee
team.
present.
Yeah, so the B team sort of catch up and then fight amongst themselves, and R-Truth manages to escape again. So it looks like R-Truth seems to have the longest run at this point with because it's a day. Yep. But like, it's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that little fight between the B team.
What I do wonder with the 24/7 stuff, does that mean that they're going to be like, shit's going to rock up on Facebook, like a video of like as it happens right now?
That would be cool.
Like, it's going to be
Instagram live stories and shit like that.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting to see, actually. That could
be something. 24/7, but only seems to happen on Raw and SmackDown. It's a little weird. Yeah.
That would be that could be something that could give it a bit of a longevity.
Yeah, like some random Thursday. They're like, they're at an airport.
WWE goes live, and R-Truth's been pinned in the aisle of a friggin' airplane.
Yeah, it would be amazing. They're at Coles.
Yeah, exactly it. That would be really interesting, actually.
So then we cut to an interview with Dolph backstage, so being asked about, why you attack Kofi. And he's like, look, I'm gonna give you give me an honest question, I'm going to give you an honest answer.
But I'm going to
give it to you directly. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to give it to the people.
Yeah.
So he walks out to the ring. Kilby at the moment, let Greg Hamilton, the SmackDown Live ring announcer, have the belt, and he can just bag out Shane Little.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be very cool, actually.
That would be so good.
So he makes his way out to the ring. No music.
No music. Just stands at the top of the
ramp. Yep. And delivers a relatively presumably heartfelt delivery about how it should have been him.
Yeah, he's like, Kofi. He talks about Kofi's accomplishments, how amazing it is. He's like, that should have been me. He's like, he goes, he went into that Elimination Chamber match, came out on top. That should have been me. He's giving the whole like, I should have been put in that position. I guess, why didn't I give the push? And he's clearly upset about it. Like, his eyes were...
I think his grounds for... I think the problem is because, like, we know that the Dolph has taken a step away. Like, he has stepped away from WWE to sort of go do some external things. Yes. So I guess there's probably some guilt there in terms of, like, I stepped away. This is my fault.
That could be why he's so emotional.
Yeah.
He's
like, there's opportunities that I should have been involved in. I took that away from
myself.
Because I stepped away.
I took this away from myself. Yeah. So he is, he's really welling up at this point. He's like, it should have been me. And that's the last thing he says. He's like, it should have been me. And he walks off almost in tears. Like, I was welling up this time. I'm a huge sympathy crier. So as he's starting to well up, and you can hear it in his voice, it's shaking and breaking a little. And I was just like, oh God, I feel for you so hard right now. Like, you must feel horrible. And yeah, my heart was just breaking a little bit.
So they do they set up?
Yes, so he does say, it should have been me, and it's gonna be me when I beat Kofi Kingston at Super Super Showdown.
Yes, which is the same week that he would have been at Oz Comic Con. So totally understandable why he had to pull the pin from here.
Yes. I'm interested to see it. I think after how badly he laid the beat down on Kofi, I am really interested to see where this takes it.
Same.
Yeah.
Next we get a little video package, sort of explaining a little bit about the match between Triple H and Randy Orton.
Super Showdown, obviously their history. I think that the video starts in 2003 when Evolution formed. It talks about how Randy was like the youngest
heavyweight champion.
Youngest. Yeah. So a year later, Evolution have been doing their thing for ages. Youngest heavyweight champion. Triple H is like, he went behind my back, he defied me, and I'm just going to brutalize him. And there's really been no resolution to that, I guess. And I guess this many, many years later is what they're going to be. The resolution, the culmination, obviously, of the whole. First of all, it was the whole Batista thing, because Batista was involved in Evolution, and that came to a close at WrestleMania. So I think this is just closing another chapter in the Evolution story.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I'm really interested to see it. I'd love to see how far they've both come from obviously watching that back then and being in my prime of WWE to now. I was like 13 years old at the time, so I was all about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, look, it's probably one of the ones that I'm probably most
excited about. Yeah. I mean, Dolph saying he's going to be versing Kofi. I got a little bit excited. But yeah, this is definitely my highlight match.
Yeah, so then we get Shane McMahon coming out and doing an intro for Elias, because we're about to head into the main event here. So Elias comes out playing a bit of guitar while walking to the ring. A bunch of bit of Dawson. And there's Roman Reigns versus Elias again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go much too into it.
It was a meh match. There was like a super punch there. Shane gets involved as always. It was just another Roman Reigns.
There was a lot of interference from Shane.
A lot,
which was there was some, Shane putting the foot on the rope to break the pin.
Yeah.
Shane tried to bring the guitar in at one point.
Yeah.
There was some turnbuckle removal. There was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. It was, look, I'm sick of seeing Shane interfering in matches.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Like I said, I'd love to see a proper solid match between Roman Reigns and Elias, not this just fuckery that's going on. I'm just a bit over it. But yeah, same thing. That was the end of it.
So yeah, that does bring us to the end of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think in those comments below on the Discords and whatever. What do you think?
Look, it was still good. I think it was on the same page as Raw, being a post-pay-per-view show as well. They always are that little bit better, I guess. So I think I'm on the same page. It's, tens across the board. I guess when you call it a solid, I'd give it a solid curtain bar. So
yeah, I'm going just a Kurt. I'm just going just the one thumb there.
Yeah.
It was fine. There was nothing outstanding. Couple of cool moments that were pretty cool, but there was really nothing that was overwhelmingly awesome for me here. So in terms of the way we rank is one is just average, and the show was average. There was just nothing that was mad, nothing that was huge, that sort of stuff. So it was pretty all right.
I think what pushed me over the edge was just that whole Carmella and Truth running through the crowd with Carmella and Truth back. That was just way too funny for me to not give a bit of extra
credits. A big hunk of my one is the 24/7 stuff. They said the match was efficient. I don't want to see Roman versus Elias again.
It was.
There are a bunch of things here that just kind of weren't doing it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Damn shame. But as we do with every show, we finish it with a bunch of the goss, a bunch of the behind the scenes details that happen in the pro wrestling biz. We reach out to our good friend Dash, who then he scours the internet, makes some phone calls, emails some people, gets all the info that surrounds the internet with your wrestling. He comes back and delivers us a document, and it's called Dish in the Dirt with Dirty Dash. I'll open this bad boy now.
We go into the gorilla position. We get behind the curtains.
Where is the link? Killing time. Oh, yeah.
Dash said, oh, yeah, that's me. That is you, Dash.
So, as always, Dash does deliver 3 bits of ghosts. Now, we should mention with a Double or Nothing happening this weekend, there is a lot of AEW news floating about.
Yes.
This one included. According to F4W Online, PAC, also known as Neville in the WWE, will not be at the pay-per-view this weekend. Since winning the Dragon Gate Open, the Dream Gate title, he has taken his position very seriously and has not agreed to any matches he may lose. AEW had their own direction for how the match between Pac and Hangman Page was going to go, but apparently wasn't good enough. It appears that if the confusion came as to what would happen if Pac were to beat Hangman Page in Las Vegas. Has been some speculation that Pac believes Kenny Omega would be the next person in line for him to face, and AEW isn't ready for Omega to lose as of yet.
Yes.
As things currently stand, Pac is not going to be at Double or Nothing, and Hangman Page will face someone else. But his opponent has not yet been determined. It isn't even known if Pac is actually going to be part of All Elite Wrestling at all after this situation. It makes total sense here. The big difference about AEW is the wins and losses do matter.
Yes.
And especially if you do have the belt for another independent brand, last thing you want to do is come in and then take a loss over here, because that instantly devalues the belt you're carrying.
Of course. Understandable, completely understandable. I'm interested to see where it takes.
I did believe they did do an external match. I think it was, I know it was Pac and somebody, but was it Pac and Hangman Page? Like, I'm not too sure. But it was like televised. I was on the YouTube channels and stuff. So
I did.
A little off to the side.
I think I did see it. Did say Pac and Hangman Page on it.
Cool. So they did still do the match, but it just doesn't technically count.
Yeah. They must have still done it.
That's fine. Next up.
Yes.
With Prince Pretty making his return to NXT this week, it is now, that's the old Tyler Breeze.
Yes.
Not Tyler Breeze.
It was, sorry, Dash just interjected and said it was Pac v Page, and they put it on YouTube.
With Prince making his return to NXT this week, it is now rumored that Tyler Breeze's WWE contract is in fact coming up, and he may not re-sign. Breeze has been, quote, gifted this opportunity to return to NXT, as Vince McMahon has been adamant on main roster talent returning to the yellow-tiered brand.
Yes.
However, with Fandango not expected to return until after WWE Super Showdown, at the earliest, it is expected that he will be repackaged and will go under his real name, Johnny Curtis, and while be on a separate brand as Breeze. With this, creative had no plans for Breeze and had said that he was ready to walk. This may be a power move by the WWE, as it is now, quote, silly season once again, and superstars have a second company to weigh their options. This is the first time in nearly 2 decades where the McMahons are playing a game of chess to protect their product, and Breeze is solid proof.
Yes. Yeah, that.
So just by sort of moving him down, keeping him around, but kind of not really around, it's an interesting decision. I'm sure it was mentioned as well that there was the announcement that Ty Dillinger has made his way over to AEW as well. Not wrestling as Ty Dillinger, but under his real name.
Yes.
Dash has also jumped in and added, they also announced today that the winner of the Battle Royal and the winner of Kenny versus Jericho will go on to face each other for the AEW title.
Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And Ty Breeze is also opening a wrestling school alongside Ty Dillinger, says.
Whose
whose
real name is Sean Spears.
That's
a good name.
What's your thoughts on Ty Breeze?
Because his finisher could be the Sean Spears.
Oh.
Hey.
What's your thought on Ty Breeze?
Interesting. I think, the WWE really are trying to hold down their talent and not let them go anywhere. And they're not letting anyone in either. Obviously, we did hear a couple weeks back, Jericho tried to get some interviews leading up to WrestleMania. WWE wouldn't let it happen. Not interested in anything AEW has to do. So I guess, they're really trying to protect what they've got. I think it's a good idea, but I think it could also be super detrimental for the WWE in the end, because you end up with people just not wanting to come to work or do their job, and it's just going to end up in a shitstorm. Yeah,
and having some of that talent then receive essentially a demotion and move down to NXT is a big old kick in the dick.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's them keeping them around with other, like, hey, well, we've got you a gig, you're down here now.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it is a bit shit.
You're still getting paid, like, don't complain type thing.
Pretty much, that's what it comes down to. Bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
And finally, WWE have unveiled the 24/7 Championship this week, as we mentioned, where the belt essentially mimics the WWE Hardcore Championship.
Yes, I do.
With less violence and blood.
Yes.
With that, WWE's Raw third hour is now rumored to be a little edgier compared to the rest of the product to compete with AEW's American TV 14 rating. However, executive producer of television Kevin Dunn has stated that he is not a fan of the hardcore title, and the idea may come from longtime producer and returning member of creative Bruce Pritchard, aka Brother Love.
Yes.
The long-term plans are that there are none. The reason for the unveil was to have people become interested in the product with elements of the Attitude Era returning with Raw's third hour. However, WWE are looking to continue their PG rating.
Yeah. Well, in saying that, there has been a lot of blood. Obviously, Money in the Bank, Joe's nose broke. Ali was bleeding at Money in the Bank. His mouth was pretty bloodied. And then Lars Sullivan headbutted one of the Lucha House Party this week and split his head open.
His face too, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think these are all unintentional blood, though.
Yeah, but still, it's getting a bit bloody. Like, if that can happen, why can't we just get?
It's that weird situation, though. It's like
bring back the thumbtacks in the ring.
Yeah, like I understand with the PG rating, it makes sense and it's fine, and they want to continue that. It does seem to be working for them in that favor, but I think that this having it just be the last hour to be a little bit harder, probably a good way to go about it. Because like if you, especially these days, if you try to do that all 3 hours every week, it loses its edge real quick.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it kind of like, then you're forever hitting this issue of like, how do you raise the bar? How do you raise that bar? So you'll eventually get sort of stuck. So eventually you'll get stuck, and then rather than being edgy, quote unquote, or hardcore, you'll just get cheesy and crap. Mm-hmm. So I think if they do something a little bit harder in that third hour, because like in terms of the ratings drop off, like it does drop off pretty much exponentially from like after the first hour. Mm-hmm. So giving people an incentive to sort of hang out. Now, granted, they've done a couple of things. Obviously, they brought in this championship. They've dimmed the lights in the last hour. Just like visually, it looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'd like to see proof.
Yeah, I did notice that actually. Yeah. I was like, why is it so dark in the...
Proof in the pudding there. We have to see it before we can really get...
Yeah, exactly. It's just, it is. It's the hardcore title without the hardcore title.
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Like the title of being hardcore. I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. It'll be interesting to see nonetheless.
Because I feel like it's going to end up in the hands of somebody like Braun Strowman or Lars Sullivan, for instance, somebody who is going to hang on to that, somebody who's not going to be easy to pin and stuff like that, and that will be interesting. I hope
it doesn't happen too soon. I like that it's sort of going around the easy hands.
Yeah, it's just changing hands. I feel like Truth will have a decent enough reign. He can clearly run.
That's true. But anyways, that does bring us to the end of the episode. The Young and the Restless does come to you every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to facebook.com/group/thepopculturist, as well as the Discord, or other ways of contacting us are in the links below. You can always reach out to us directly on Twitter. I am at HaggardMC. She is at Jem the Piercer. If you want to join the conversation live, you can head over to Patreon, patreon.com/popculturist, where you get a nice little sneaky link where you can come and join the show live. Now that is at any tier, of course, whether that be $1 due, whether that be $20, $50 dues. So once again, I have to get that shout out there to Kilobyte for becoming the latest patron, handing over his hard-earned $1 dues to us. Thank you so much, man. Madly appreciate it. If you want to show Pop Culturist on you in a more sort of single fashion, head to popculturist.com/shopping, buy shirts like this and other sort of shit with our logos on it. If you want to, we are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/popculturist, where we use the power of WWE 2K19 to predict the outcome of pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. We do play a bunch of other games as well. Yes. But if you are the audience of here, you're probably going to, be interested in
diverse,
in
get a bit of everything.
And on top of that, we do a bunch of other stuff. We also have another show. If you like the sound of the pop cultures and what we do, it's probably mostly me, I guess. Yeah, we do have another show called For the Players. It's the Pop Cultures PlayStation podcast. That comes every Monday. So we have a PlayStation show, have a wrestling show. Kind of tick all the good boxes in entertainment.
Yeah, all of the entertainment boxes.
It's very, very good. So.
Gemtertainment.
Hey. I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm Kenny Omega.
Oh, shit.
That's for you, Dash. I'm Jem.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.